First property that you're going to study Laplace transform is basically the linearity property. Okay, the linearity property states that if the Laplace transform of x1 of t is equal to x1 of s and the Laplace transform of x2 of t is equal to x2 of s, then the Laplace transform of a x1 of t plus b x2 of t, where a and b are constants, okay, is equal to a into Laplace transform of x1 of t plus b into Laplace transform of x2 of t. Okay, this is the linearity property. Okay, this basically means that if you see any constants, you can take the constants outside. Okay, that's what it means. And if you when you're going to find the Laplace transform of two functions, you can find the Laplace transform of these two functions individually. Okay, and keep the respective constants outside. That's it. That's what the linearity property means. Okay, so now let us do a problem based on this question, based on linearity property. Okay, let's do this question here. Find the Laplace transform and ROC of the signal x of t is equal to e raised to minus 3t u of t plus e raised to minus 3 by 2 t into u of minus t. Okay, so here I'm going to now I'm going to do this problem without applying any integration. Okay, so first in this question I'm going to find the Laplace transform of the first term over here. This is the first term. So Laplace, we know that Laplace transform of e raised to minus 80 u of t, right? The Laplace transform of e raised to minus 80 u of t is equal to 1 by s plus a, right? 1 by s plus a. This is the Laplace transform of this equation. Okay, so and here also, since this is a u of t, I mean this is a right-sided signal. So if it is a right-sided signal, then my real part is greater than a, right? So in that case, over here, the Laplace transform of this is Laplace transform of e raised to minus 3t u of t is equal to 1 by s plus 3, where the real part of s is greater than 3, right? So I found the Laplace transform of the first term and also its ROC. Okay, and likewise over here also the Laplace transform of the second term. Okay, we know that the Laplace transform of e raised to minus 80 u of minus t, right? Here the Laplace transform is minus 1 by s plus a. All you need to do is put a minus sign over here, and the real part of s is, this is a left-sided signal, so the real part of s is less than a. Okay, so substitute a as 3 by 2, right? So this will become Laplace transform of e raised to minus 3 by 2 u of minus t. Laplace transform of e raised to minus 3 by 2 into u of minus t is equal to minus 1 by s plus 3 by 2. And the real part of s is, since it's a left-sided signal, it shows a less than. Okay, and the pole is minus 3 by 2. So minus 3 by 2. Here the pole is minus 3. Okay, here the pole is minus 3. Okay, minus 3. Here minus 3 by 2. Okay, so that means the Laplace transform of x of t. The Laplace transform of x of t is nothing but the Laplace transform of e raised to minus 3t u of t plus the Laplace transform of e raised to minus 3 by 2 u of minus t. Okay, so this is equal to, the Laplace transform of this is 1 by s plus 3, and the Laplace transform of this is minus 1 by s plus 3 by 2. Okay, and the ROC of this one is, of the first term is, real part of s is greater than minus 3, whereas the ROC of this is, real part of s is less than minus 3 by 2, right? So I mean my overall ROC is, combining these two conditions, my overall ROC is minus 3 by 2, yes, not minus 3 by 2, minus 3 less than real part of s less than minus 3 by 2, right? minus 3 less than real part of S less than minus 1.5, right? So how to draw my ROC? Let me draw it and show it to you. It's a very small, I don't have space, so I'm going to draw a very small diagram. This is minus 3, this is minus 1.5 or 3 by 2, okay? This is minus 3 by 2. So my ROC is this shaded region over here. Okay, this is sigma real part of S, this is J ohm, the imaginary part of S. Okay, this is how you do the problem.